the more I record these journals without posting them, the more I like the idea of giving it a nice long delay before I share with the world, because it's just so much more comfortable. Because as you can tell, if you've watched the journals, I do a lot of crazy stuff. I make a lot of choices, I take a lot of risks, and often I'm second guessing myself after I've done some stupid things, or seemingly stupid things. Like I broke my car and all that. But it's actually not that big of a deal, but it seems like a bigger deal when you feel like everybody's judging you, but nobody's judging you if nobody knows that you did it. And then by the time I share everything that I've done, all the stupid choices, all the funny shit, like I really am able to laugh at it. Like I'm ready to laugh at a lot of this stuff already, and I haven't even started posting it yet. And the more times I tell the story of getting to Darwin and losing pretty much all of my belongings along the way, the funnier it gets. And the more I realize that story was worth it just for that. Those choices were responsible for creating that story. Like my sister's told everyone at her work, so I'm famous with all the people in her like company as the guy that just is done the silliest thing ever and lost all his shit. And I'm pretty sure her husband's told everyone at his work. And it's like it's the story is developing as it's spreading too. Like people are adding their own little spin on it, and people are finding particular things more funny. I was telling one person, and they're like, "So you don't even have your house now? Like, you've given up everything, and then you lost your house?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess so. But I got a swag again now. All you need is a swag." But that's it too. That's the kind of thing that I would be feeling weird about if I was documenting all of my experiences live. And then I'd be thinking, like I am kind of thinking like, man, am I really stupid? Like, have I just like lost the plot? Is this something that people just shouldn't do? Like, should I be, because I haven't reacted to it. I'm just like, okay. But am I having like a mental breakdown? Is everybody watching me having a mental breakdown? Am I completely just losing it? Have I just like lost touch with reality, and now I'm like driving around the outback in a ute, like totally crazy? It doesn't matter because it isn't live. Because like, and I still have the choice in the future not to post any of it. It's just like an extra boundary between me. It's like it's like physical space. It's like physical personal space, but it's time. It's like using time as space. So like it's like having people right here, and now they're like way over there. Like I've got like I've got like the safety of a stage if you were like a performer, and people are in the audience at a safe distance, and like they can watch, but they're not involved. Like you can't be involved in my life. Like you, it feels like people really could be when I was documenting everything live and like really raw. It was very easy for people to manipulate and yeah, like play games with me and my feelings in my head. And yeah, it's like, I wish that I figured this out sooner. I've been doing this for years and I've only just now gone, oh, you know, it'd be really good not documenting everything that you're experiencing live. And it's not, it's so obvious that like, that's why it's been overseen. Like nobody's gone, have you thought about not doing it live? Or I think I have even thought about it a few times, but I just never did it. I don't know why I didn't do it. Maybe I had to learn some lessons from doing all that stuff. But here we are. And I'm realizing, yeah, it's going to be different this time. Everything's different. Everything's so different. I have this seesaw between like, did I need to come on this really big, challenging journey and change my entire life and change everything and like live out of a ute? And that's just the cat. He shouldn't be on the bench. His name is King. Wait, get out of it. Because there's milk. There's like a empty milk carton. I'm tossing up between enforcing the house rules on the pet so that it understands it can't get away with that, or continuing what I'm doing. And I'm aware that I'm documenting this decision, but it doesn't matter because it'll be posted super duper in the future and it's not live. See? The other thing is I don't want to get up and like walk around the house with a camera. I'm trying to like be in a spot where it's like you can't really see my family's private space as well, because that's another thing that I'm positive about now. I'm sharing my journey and no one else's. Like, unless people step into the footage, or like they ask to be, or they invite themselves to be a part of it. Like, I'm just trying to keep it really me now. And yeah, I've been through a lot of stuff figuring that out as well, because I had this whole thing like, well, all of these people are a part of my life, so I want to document what I'm thinking and feeling about them. And how do you talk about your own thoughts and feelings when everything is relational and your thoughts and feelings are all interconnected with all these other things that are going on in your life? And yeah, but like, from the amount of shit that has happened to me from sharing, like I'm not gonna like force anybody else into that space. I was saying the other day to somebody, there's a lot of people who have wanted to come and do interviews for the main channel and share really profound stories, like the stuff that I really want people to learn about and experience and like hear about. But I've turned down the offers for them to come on. Like, they've wanted to invite themselves on basically, and I've said no, because like I can tell that they're not ready for like the world to respond to that. Like, it's really interesting. They're so unique and original, and yeah, it would be beneficial for all the other people out there who are seeing reality the way that they're seeing reality, but for all the people that are gonna react negatively, and the kind of yeah, people that are gonna freak out when they hear this stuff. Like, it takes a lot out of you. You got to be pretty solid, and it takes time to build up that resilience, that new kind of resilience, to just be a real person in front of people. You can see why like pop stars and celebrities are so manufactured in their image and stuff. They manufacture this image over here separate from themselves. Like, this is just one aspect of it. I'm not saying that's a good thing to do or anything. I'm just saying like it's an aspect that I understand, like creating an image that's separate enough from you that it doesn't feel like it's actually you and people are actually hating you. But it's even in that, like real high level celebrities, I see them and like it doesn't even matter that they don't identify with the character that they're being, because people's projections are so powerful. They look at these actors in movies and they believe that that is the character that they're having a relationship with through the screen, and they project so strongly onto that person and expect them to be that for them. And that's like, that happens. Like, you know, everybody's probably got their own Kai, you know, this character that I am to you. And especially if you've been watching a lot of content for a long time, you've had like transformative experiences, deep insights, or you've even made big life decisions that have been positive or negative. You've got an idea of who I am in relation to you in that. But I'm not any of it. I'm me, like, and I'm none of the ideas that anybody in the world has of me, and I'm definitely not some collective image that is just all of the shit that people have ever projected onto me. And that's the kind of the trap that I see a lot of people fall into when they start walking a path of even mild celebrity, even like what we call influencers these days. You become like a caricature of who you were, or even, it wasn't even who you were, it just is what everybody decides you are. And then you can see a really simple, like clear cut example of that with the mushroom content that I used to do. Like, there's a lot of people who watch one video and they go, oh, the mushroom guy. And it's a big lesson to learn when you start sharing your creativity on a global platform. Like, you don't get to choose what's popular. You don't get to make this beautiful masterpiece artwork that you spend so much blood, sweat, and tears on, and release it and choose that to be the video that gets 1 million views. the audience, like, and unfortunately, like, yeah, people see what they want to see. They don't see what you're trying to show them in a lot of cases, like most of the time. I don't think, because that's not to say that that's wrong. Like, we all do it. It's an inherent human nature thing to like create our own meaning out of what we're watching. We all watch the same television show as a family, and we're all picking up on different things. Even when like I'm showing my family like videos that I've made and stuff, they pick up on different things that I've never even like given a second thought to. And even collaborating, making music videos back in the day, I would do all these special effects and camera angles and all this stuff, and then there'd just be some like random aspect of the video that the band would just go, oh, that is awesome, and it's like, that was just a fluke, or like that's just normal everyday camera work, like that's not anything, but it's like that's what they saw in it. So yeah, I don't know how I got on this train of thought. It's just like this whole idea of who am I really? That's what's behind it all, because that's what I'm going through right now. Who am I really? Questioning everything, dismantling myself down to nothing so that I can start again and figure out who I really want to become, and feeling a sense of urgency around that too, because there is a community and an audience in front of me who is ready for me to show more of my art, like more of my creativity, more of my work, my documentary, whatever it is, like that I'm sharing, the parts of myself that I'm going to produce and share, like the things that I'm going to pull out of me and put in front of the world. Like, people are waiting for it, because that's what I do. I started doing that. That's how it works. You just start doing it. Like my friend Shawnee, it's just like, did the same thing. She's like, okay, like I'll start documenting my journey of healing, and her whole thing is art for survival. Like she has to express herself through art, and that's how she keeps going. And she's like spent like the last couple of years like creating an oracle deck and doing all these things. And now it's like, people just start watching you, and then it's like you've created the me show, you've created something, and now people are, yeah, plugged into it. And I don't know how I feel about that at times. It's like, my big thing recently was like, I want to really make sure that whatever I'm creating is something that I actually want to embody, and something that I want to be connected to, and I want people to look at me and see. And I want to take away everything that I don't want to be. So it's that whole dismantling process again. It's like yeah, I've come a long way, like, and I thought like I was kind of slowing down and I was going to chill out for a bit, but it's like every time I think that, there's another acceleration, and just like more, it's just like my awareness, or something starts to emerge from deep inside of me, like, you got to do this now that because you create this space for yourself so that you can chill out for a second. And then once you create that space, something starts growing in it straight away. So it's like being mindful, conscious, and aware of what's growing inside of you, and not allowing anything negative like weeds and shit to grow, and focusing on those positive things, because something's going to grow whenever you create space in the universe. Oh man. So this is what happens when I'm just like sitting in a house. I get inside myself. I like when I'm out in nature, because there's like a little bit of a dialogue, like I feel like connected to things around me. When I'm in a house, I just go inside myself heaps. And that's something that I've really started to tune in on since I've been camping and living in the ute heaps. Like, I actually change when I'm out in nature for extended periods of time. Like the way that my brain actually works, like it starts to shift. And then I come into the house. But it's also because I've been on the laptop for like 2 days straight, finishing this video, finishing the website, doing heaps of tax stuff. like financial stuff to make sure that everything runs smoothly, like just all that administrative stuff that you absolutely have to do if you want to actually be legit. Like there's a lot of people who think that they're influencers, but they're probably not making any money. But no judgment, just like there's a lot of nonsense that you've got to do. And I call it nonsense because I just hate doing it. But I guess actually most of those people probably just hire someone. But I've got this thing where I just want to do everything myself. And I've only just in the last year or so started to let people help me. But that's also another aspect of that is because I didn't know what I wanted. I had to figure out who I was first, and I'm still going through that. So when you're in that vulnerable state and you're figuring out who you want to be and what you want to do, you don't want 10 different people working with you that are trying to shape that creation the way that they see it. The same as like I said about the audience, like it's even more powerful if you invite people into your creative space. They're going to have even more influence than the audience. The audience actually shouldn't have any influence, but I think I'm just a person that's really, because I read every comment and I fucking pay attention. A lot of creators that I've spoken to just don't even engage with it. Talked about that before. So I guess this is a little bit of an update about what's going on inside Kai. I'll find some more cool spots and document some more of the journey with the ute and the camping and the self-discovery, the mystical outback journey. I'm just really hot and tired and craving nature after like 2 days of being in a house. So I'll check back in shortly.